Another of Pathé Pictorial's magic carpet rides, an airline journey that began in Britain's slush and drizzle, which is taking us where? Just listen.
Your jet clipper on this polar route is now crossing Greenland at an altitude of 36,000 feet. Our estimated time...
From English rain to Arctic ice, but hold on, because we're heading for Californian sunshine. With the Earth spin helping us, we left London at lunchtime, and at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, we're touching down at Los Angeles Airport. We've beaten both climate and clock, and here we are heading for Hollywood, taking the Stars route home, the Pole Star route to the glamorous capital of the cinema world. This is the gateway to the extravagant center of color and fantasy that, since films were first made, has fed us the fabulous standards that have fashioned our dreams. So see this place. The names of the streets are household words translated into magic. The sea itself has been built out of the rich epics that all of us know. You'll find streets here where the sidewalks are paved with glittering stars, because this crazy crucible of a town is what the sign says. Chinatown, Los Angeles consists of shrines and restaurants, lily ponds and courts, with shops selling art treasures that would delight a Mandarin. You recognize this famous theater where the stars of all times have made imprints that recall all the most stupendous of first nights. Here today at Filmland's Shadow Play Showplace, the shadow of Pathé Pictorial's cameraman, Les Isaacs, comes into action. Look at Hollywood as he saw it through a colourful cameraman's eye. Move on from the most famous of first-night cinemas to the Hollywood Bowl with a background of the scenery we know from our cowboy films. And on again from there to Beverly Hills, where the elusive film stars live in their own luxurious suburbs. But shucks to any suburbs, however ritzy. See the freeways with their cloverleaf junctions, their space-age crossovers that make Britain's M1 look like a lazy country lane. Fabulous stacks of freeways, tremendous turnpikes. But let's use them as a route to Marineland. Marineland, the $5 million circus of the sea, is now celebrating its 10th anniversary. Apart from us and these aquatic acrobats, 2 million people will be at Marineland this year, watching the creatures of the deep who've developed the entertaining tradition of the land-bound inhabitants of these parts. See if this fires your imagination. And she doesn't singe a single whisker or fin. They're good enough to make a splash like this in the studios where Warner Brothers are filming The Great Race. See how they build up a storm on stage 7, the most gigantic film stage in the world. This is the story of a hilarious veteran car race across the world, and Pathé Pictorial takes you behind the Hollywood scenes to see a spectacular sequence of the Great Race as it's shot. The cars and stars are crossing from Alaska to Siberia on an ice floe with the help of the wave-making machines. So now you can rest assured that poor Tony Curtis, Natalie Wood, Jack Lemmon and the others were never really in desperate straits. Nothing can spoil the illusion here in Hollywood, where a phantom town of yesterday is a natural part of life today. Here they've 102 landscaped acres dotted with stages and admin offices and outdoor sets. If you can't act it out in the studios, there's a job for you driving a train at Knott's Berry Farm, where the simple past life of the Wild West is recreated several times daily for the cash customers who come along in eager numbers. Just dream yourself back into Hollywood at its earliest and most Western, because commercially the old scene is still wildly alive today. Our train is approaching what you call Ghost Town, and daily crowds are happy to see it all and dream up the things that happened here. A ghost character in Ghost Town, and this is today's escape from the fast, rip-roaring freeway fact of Hollywood's modernity. This is what the actors who are not in films will do as demonstrators 5 or 6 times a day. This is Hollywood, just as much as the studios. Yes, they prospect for gold in this make-believe country. Chancier, but more compelling than the way today's Joes sometimes have to hustle. Or is there gold in them there nearby hills? Gold from the hills or gold from a good old-fashioned stick-up? Sit back and see what happens at Ghost Town every day. Let us remind you, this is Hollywood, California. Just lunch to tea time distance away for any one of us via the North Pole. And we might be back winning the West a century ago. More work for the mortician, another candidate for the funeral parlor, and they don't stand on much ceremony. That's the tradition. That's Hollywood as it's evolved in millions of minds through thousands of gunfights. The much shuffled story of another desperado who went west.